Rise, ye garnished. The Erdtree is calling. The battle bus is waiting. FromSoftware has a new treat prepared for us, thrown together by publishers beyond our control. After a long wait of 6 months, we're finally getting a new announcement for the lauded Elden Ring franchise. What does FromSoftware have in store for us?
You were chosen, thrown together by forces beyond our control.
Little pillager, bent on sacking the lands of gold.
Band together and prepare to claim.
Incredible. Elden Ring Battle Royale. They even reference the original Fortnite Sans Battle Royale. You have to deal with a 2-day timer. If you beat that, you're ready for the boss character. But let's double back. This Elden Ring Battle Royale reminds me of something. It's a familiar stench, but one I've not smelt in a couple of years. But of course, that's the soothing fragrance of rotten flesh, sweaty men, and the reuse of handcrafted assets. It's Metal Gear Survive. For those who don't know, Metal Gear Survive was a 2018 zombie survival game from Konami. A game that came after Hideo Kojima, one of the very few celebrity video game directors, had left. So, after he left the stranded ship that is Konami's video game development divisions, these very same divisions were tasked with making a survival game, reusing the assets of Hideo Kojima's then latest masterpiece, Metal Gear Solid 5. It was like they dug up a corpse, propped it up for all to see, and laughed in the face of the poor soul's mother. It did help keep the brand name alive, keep it fresh in people's minds, like a herring going down the throat of a tourist on the boardwalks of The Hague. And now we get Elden Ring Part 3? Presented to us with all the pizzazz of a dying whippoorwill. All things we've all seen before, save for a few guys. Elden Ring took us to the Norse mythology-inspired fantasy setting of the lands between. And today we're served the lands of gold. Elden Ring tasked us with taking down the corrupt corrupted Elden Lord and to take her place on the throne. In Nightreign, we need to kill the Night Lord. Is that like Night Watchmen but for rulers? No mention of any trees yet, though, in the lands of gold. So, is this actually a cash grab, trend chaser attempt by FromSoft or Bandai Namco to make a quick buck? Or is there more to this? Is this Dark Souls unknown battleground? Well, after the 2024 Game Awards trailer and the information we got from the PC Gamer article, we can gather it's a roguelike 3-player co-op action RPG. And in a defensive sounding comment from the game's director, Junja Ishizaki, they're not simply chasing trends. Instead, they're making a condensed Elden Ring. However, we can all see what type of game this is. We've seen the condensed version of Elden Ring. We've seen it multiple times. It was called Dark Souls. It was Bloodborne. This is Elden Ring condensed in the same way toast is condensed pizza. This will be Elden Ring again, but more boring. It'll be Elden Ring on weed. It's fun with friends, the game. They're trying to pull a Metal Gear Survive, and that's okay. What they're making here doesn't have to be bad. It can even be good or great. But a Metal Gear Survive, it will be. It's reusing assets to sell a co-op game to people who predominantly play single-player games. And from the PC Gamer interview, we learned that the president of FromSoftware, Hidetaka Miyazaki, gives his blessing to the director, giving him carte blanche. This, however, by no means indicates any factual intent by the studio to create something more than just a trend-chasing asset flip. It's completely understandable and defensible to reuse your assets, the assets you spent such hard-earned funds and manpower on. For those playing their games, the assets are not just assets, however. They're more than that. And having spent so much time, money, and effort into crafting a world filled with stories, lore, and characters, for a company that's so well known for crafting lore that people love to delve into, it seems like quite a plunge, a downfall to up and take all the characters and locations that carried a particular meaning before and just running away with them, dropping bits and pieces from the toy box for us to play with. All the context has been changed. It's sold as Elden Ring, but is it really? As far as we know now, the world Nightreign takes place in is parallel to the one we've experienced in Elden Ring. Does that mean the events of the base game cease to exist, or are in any way affected by this asset flip? Probably not. They will likely make some token effort to present this thing as being in one way or another connected to the lands between, to make it canon, to make us feel like what we're doing here in Nightreign, in the lands of gold, has some profound impact on the events of the lands between, on Elden Ring. That is how you sell nowadays. A soft, hard-boiled, medium roast reboot. Again, it's fine to do as a business, to use your assets again. But fact is, in terms of goodwill, I don't know how long they can keep this up. I don't know if people will actually accept FromSoftware and Bandai Namco reserving the dish that they've been enjoying for years by this point. This is taking your Michelin star restaurant chicken breast and chopping parts off post-consumption and reselling them as crispy tenders.